You're listening to The John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Thunder Road Thursday to you, fine sir.
Not only that, but happy Bill of Rights Day.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big day, yeah. Bill of Rights ratified this very day when Virginia finally said, yeah, let's do this.
Do we have that on the wall in here? I thought we... No, we got...
It was approval.
We do have the Bill of Rights.
Yeah,
Right behind the
original
door.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Bill of Rights, yeah, covered amendments 1 through 10 of the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah. So. This is not the original, by the way, that's hanging in our studio.
No, it's
I just
not.
want to make sure. No.
Fake!
No.
Fake!
It is a photocopy.
What?
It's a facsimile.
I was going to bring that on Antiques Roadshow.
We should, though.
We got the Constitution
If they ever
here.
come in the area again, we should show up with all these documents.
Declaration of Independence over there. We got them all.
Fantastic. Yeah,
all
turn
them
on
documents.
Camera 3 so our listeners at home can see these.
Yeah, if you want to look at the webcam that we don't have.
They are pretty.
They really are pretty.
Happy birthday to J. Paul Getty. Oil magnate, billionaire,
Okay.
Getty Oil, and a homeboy, Minneapolis.
No kidding? I did not know
I
this.
didn't know that either.
Yeah, he's Strike Oil in Minneapolis. It's crazy. Actually, that's not where it happened. but not quite where it happened. Thomas Daniel Conway, born this day. We know him as Tim Conway.
Tim
Man, I loved him.
Changed his name from Thomas to Tim. Kind of
Yeah.
weird. Not a big
Yeah.
jump there.
Tim, that's not a big jump, no.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. And finally, oh, yeah, you loved him as Sonny Crockett, Miami Vice. Jumped over as Nash Bridges, Don Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
73 today, but did you know this? He didn't release just one. He released 2 albums.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
80s.
Oh, I know. We play.
His first album went gold. It did.
Heartbeat.
Exactly. First album titled Heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Included the tracks Love Roulette, Gotta Get Away, Coco Don't. But Heartbeat title track actually went to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah. I got to tell you, it was funny. I had somebody send me a message one day. They said, I understand you guys play requests, but there's no way Heartbeat by Don Johnson could be requested that often. They're like, why do you have that on so much? And somebody was requesting it. And they're like, there's no way.
Yeah, that's like a once-a-year song.
Well, it's a good tune, according to somebody, because they would request it like every single day. And I wouldn't play it every day, but we played it a lot.
Well, I've got a little dramatic reading here. Heartbeat, 1986 classic from Don Johnson. Tell me what you feel now. We've got a heartbeat. Baby, is it real now? We've got a heartbeat, heartbeat, heartbeat. I'm looking for a heartbeat, heartbeat. I'm looking for a heartbeat, heartbeat. Brilliant.
Way more than a golf clap today, man.
It
Absolutely
really
brilliant.
is. So beautiful.
Quick little taste of history, things that shaped the lives as we know them today was 1997, Spice World, cinematic blockbuster starring the Spice Girls.
Yeah, I remember that.
Premieres. I have a copy on Blu-ray.
I don't think that one ever made it to Blu-ray.
You know, it scored a solid 32 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
That high, huh?
brilliant.
According to a film critic, the Austin Chronicle, quote, bad as it may be, the film falls that precious inch shy of being quite so awful that it achieves cult status.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
short, it's just not bad enough to be any good.
That's right.
I love it.
Got that on Blu-ray. 1979 this day. Wow, this thing really took the country by storm. 1979, buddies Chris Haney and Scott Abbott unveil a little board game they've been working on, Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that fun? Used to play hours and hours.
Yeah.
And finally, in 1973, and it's kind of surprising it was that long, but it was, 1973, this day, National News, American Psychiatric Association declares homosexuality is not a mental illness.
What year was this?
1973.
Okay.
This is just a nice little conversation starter at family reunions.
Yeah.
Little icebreaker. So, I know, you know.
great-
Good to see you, Aunt Margot. By the way,
We all know. Duh. The heck was I? We can just bounce right ahead.
And we're going to do that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
If you're buying gifts this time of year, chances are you're using a card. But is it the right card? At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Some people like the cashback cards. Others like the cards that offer perks and points. And some people find a no-frills credit card to help them build their credit. Whatever works best for you, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Excited to have a guest in the studio, Amanda Halsey, and she's with Monday's Macaroons. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am very good. We had a chance to meet you a couple weeks ago, and we've tried these macaroons. They are delicious. And I thought it would be fun to just have you come in and talk about, because I love the story on how this whole thing came about. How in the world did Monday's Macaroons ever get started?
Yeah. So I have always been entrepreneurial. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. I opened a coffee shop when I was about 21.
That's cool.
Down in Yankton, and I started just kind of experimenting, making these cookies. And long story short, I've moved since. Coffee shop no longer exists, but I wanted to keep going with baking. And this was one thing that people are always saying how hard it is to make. I love doing it, and I've got it down to a science. So that's really the fun part, is just testing myself. Every time I'm making a batch, making sure that it's always consistent. So I have been working on it for over 5 years now.
Nice.
Perfecting this recipe, and
I think you got it. It's very, very good.
thank you.
And now, what was it that drew you to macaroons? Of all the things out there, because you could have done anything, and you said, I'm going to do Monday's macaroons.
Right, yeah. I've traveled a few times, and some friends, when I was traveling, took me to one of the shops in Seattle, actually, and was like, hey, we should have these. These are great. I really hadn't been introduced to them much. And when I tried them, I was like, oh, yeah, they are great. And then, over the course of time, just seeing different videos of people making them and failed recipes, things like that. I love a challenge.
Some of those nailed it videos. Nailed it. Look at that.
Yeah. So
they kind of look like, for those of you that are going, okay, what is a macaron? It kind of looks like a little cheeseburger to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just looks like two little buns, and then there's a sandwich in between that's like a cream.
Right. Makes you think of like a Krabby Patty.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but they're delicious Krabby Patties. So.
Right. Yeah.
And now the name Monday's Macaroons. Why Monday's Macaroons?
Yeah. So I've always, since closing down my business, I worked multiple jobs at a time. So I've always had a very, very packed schedule. Somehow over the last couple of years, it seemed my work schedule cleared out on Mondays. And so when I had time, it was Mondays. Yeah. And then when I was starting to think about if I was going to make it a business and name it, I was like, well, I make them on Mondays. And then people always look down on Mondays and say, oh, I got a case on the Mondays and put it a bad thing. But
it's a Monday.
I'm like, well, I'm putting these in little cases, and they're actually a great way to start off your week if you get going and have a treat and you say, okay, yeah, I can do this. So it's a delectable case of the Mondays.
Yeah.
It's something good to start off with, and obviously they're great for any day of the week.
Absolutely. They're good on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, whatever day, but I love that. So now if somebody's looking for you and they want to buy these, you don't have a specific retail place, but you have these in many retail places.
That's correct. Yep. So I sell them in multiple coffee shops, and then also Pomegranate Market here in Sioux Falls. And then I'm available on Facebook and Instagram as well, hoping eventually to add shipping, so that can be something where people can order online and I can get them to their family members in different locations. Right now, just local pickup though.
Nice. So now I'm following you on Facebook, Monday's Macaroons by the dozen, and it's facebook.com/Monday's Macaroons. I'm going to put a link to that to make it easy to find. But you're also on other social media platforms as well, right?
Yes. Also Instagram. So that one's just going to be Mondays_macarons. And I usually post stories on there that keep people updated on if I have a new batch or when I've restocked in different places. Sometimes
my puppy is in the studio. She's like, I need some attention. So now is it macarons or macaroons?
It's macarons.
Macarons.
Really. Yes.
Okay. So I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
I mean, that's people. If people say macaroons, most of the time they're thinking of this. Yeah. But macaroons specifically with the 2 O's is a coconut pile cookie. It's a different cookie.
So that's something completely different.
Isn't quite as popular. I don't think. I guess it depends on where you go in the country. Maybe they are more popular.
So
but
this is a macaron, not a macaroon.
yeah, technically it is.
Well, I'll make sure I say it right from now on. I've been calling it the wrong thing for a while, so.
Yeah, well, and even, if you go to shops and you say a macaroon, people know what
They know what you're looking
what
for
you're
usually.
looking for.
So.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that I think is really neat is you are local from this area. Now, you in Sioux Falls now?
Yes. So I've been in Sioux Falls for almost 3 years this next year. Originally from Huron, so not too far away. Definitely.
My hometown too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So the thing that's neat though is young lady, local business. This time of year, people are always talking about, I want to shop local, I want to support local, I want to help, support the small business. Here's a good chance to do it, and you can get yourself a treat too. So you can buy gifts for anybody on your list. So if you're thinking, what do I get the mailman? What do I get my neighbor that I don't know real well, but I don't know well enough that I bake cookies myself and take them over there, and that's efforting. This would be a really cool thing to do, because now you're showing support to a local business and you're giving gifts to some folks as well. How would they get a hold of you to order, or would it be better for them to just go clear out the case at one of those stores that you're in?
Yeah, either way, it's awesome. So the easiest way to get a hold of me and get an order going that you can personalize, you can pick your flavors, colors, quantities. That's going to be through a message on Facebook or Instagram. I can also be reached via text message, and I can get my phone number on here in just a minute, or a phone call. That's great too. The Facebook page also has an email address.
And I'm going to throw a link to the Facebook page and Instagram, and I'll also put the phone number in there too, so folks can just. Is it better to text you or call you, or either way?
A text is probably the quickest way. Okay. I'm still working, and so I won't always be able to answer the phone right away. But
do you get that during your regular job? Ooh, another macaroon call. Sorry.
Yep. And it's great because my boss she's also entrepreneurial, so she understands.
Nice.
But
what is the number if somebody would like to reach out to you?
Yes, so it's 605-412-1351.
And it'd be best if you text that number rather than call. Well, I'll give it one more time here.
605-412-1351.
Nice. And I'll also throw that and a link to the Facebook page and the Instagram page. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Monday's Macarons, not macaroons. I was wrong all this time. Monday's Macarons. And you can find them on Facebook, Monday's Macarons by the dozen. All of the details at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
There's no place like home for the holidays, but if you can't be home, at least you can call home. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. If you currently pay more than $15 a month, it's time for a Mintervention at Mintervention.com. You can see the special holiday offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Thunder Road Thursday?
Yeah, Yeah.
Sure, you betcha. What the heck are we doing here?
Well, I was just
watching Fargo.
Thinking, Thunder Road. Yeah, their outside activities are kind of shut down. I mean, it's that time of year.
It's a bit blustery to be playing mini golf outside.
But if you haven't visited their recently new build out,
cool place, man.
Fantastic. Everything from bowling to video to laser tag, you name it.
A lot of neat stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Fantastic restaurant too.
Yeah.
Got a $25 gift card redeemable at Thunder Road.
And our winner is.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for registering. Sarah Young, that's yours.
Yeah.
Wonderful people.
The crew here at
Wonderful people and a great prize.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What is going on? I love this story so very much, and it's that time of year. Christmas coming up, man. Given the Grinch's heart grew 2 sizes. Was it 2 sizes?
Yeah. Or was it 3?
This is cool. This kind of hits home for me. We're going to Minnesota. In fact, we're going to Brooklyn Center, which is right outside of Minneapolis. In fact, my brother Buddha lives in Brooklyn Center.
Okay.
So there you go. Store worker, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Goes by the name of Ace. Name's actually Talia Thomas. Works at a liquor store in Brooklyn Center. And according to store manager Tom Agnes, So he looked over and saw Ace working in her socks.
Okay.
Wasn't wearing any shoes, so he
Why?
felt he should probably make an inquiry,
Yeah.
which he did. And they have it on security camera footage, too, which shows a man digging through dumpster can outside the store and putting boxes on his feet because he had no shoes.
Oh, my goodness.
Talea, the employee,
Oh.
saw him, took off, this is no kidding, high-end Air Jordans off her feet and gave them.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yep. In fact, they were special edition Minnesota Vikings Air Jordans because she's a big
Whoa.
fan. So these things weren't like $25 at Walmart.
So she gave the shoes off her feet.
Wow.
Yep.
How cool is that?
That's huge.
Yeah. Thomas said, I just automatically took off my shoes when I saw the man. He said, nobody would ever give me shoes like that. This is crazy. And I said, well, I'm not everybody. He
Yeah.
said, always taught to help others because you never know what the problem is
Yeah.
or what they're going through. So,
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That person
That's
deserves
pretty
a
great.
hug, man.
and then her boss bought her a new pair of shoes.
I love that.
So it just kind of went.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'll bet there's going to be a lot of people who do a lot of good things for that person. That is really neat.
Yeah, again, retro pair of Air Jordans.
Yeah, and didn't even say any like
Rocket
like
bikes,
the
like-
boss noticed she's in her socks. Why is she in her? Yeah,
Yeah, she didn't bring it up.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's
those
really
are
cool.
those are the ones that you want to see get rewarded because she didn't put a video out there saying, "Hey, look what I did."
No.
Yeah, that's
No,
fantastic.
the boss
I
kind
love
of
it.
dug in and figured out what had happened.
I love that.
So there you go.
That is really, really cool. Dan, I found that interesting.
I also found that interesting.
Yeah, a little
And
bit touching.
inspiring.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
I'm getting a little misty over here,
You
actually.
gonna be all right?
I'm gonna be
You need to hug it out, big fella.
Heidi makes fun of me for getting choked up
cries.
on these stories. I
Oh,
do.
John, we all make fun of you.
I know, but Heidi does it on the air, is what I'm saying. So we end our show with good news every day, and almost every day I'm over here getting all choked up. She's
like,
like,
"You
you gonna
gonna
make
cry?"
it? You all right? Everything
Wow.
okay there,
oh,
big guy?
It's sweet.
Yeah,
It is.
I think so.
Be safe out there. You guys have a prosperous, blessed rest of the day. I'll catch up with you in the morning.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
fantastic.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
If you're buying gifts this time of year, chances are you're using a card. But is it the right card? At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Some people like the cashback cards. Others like the cards that offer perks and points. And some people find a no-frills credit card to help them build their credit. Whatever works best for you, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, December 15th, 2022. Equity started Wednesday on a solid footing, rising more than 1% ahead of the FOMC meeting. The weaker than expected CPI gave the market some hope the Fed would give some relief, and those hopes were dashed. While the Fed hiked rates by only 50 basis points, the new statement indicated the peak of interest rates will likely be over 5% and remain at that level into 2023. This news caused the market to reverse course, and the S&P 500 shed 0.6% at the close of the session. The next hurdle for the market is the PCE price index, which comes out next Friday. If the index confirms a downtrend in the pace of inflation, it could send the market soaring and usher in the Santa Claus rally. If not, the market could be in for a rough holiday as traders and investors begin to position for what could be a very bad year for stocks. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.